Hello, Bula, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for our first Romance in Travel video podcast of 2022. My name is Florence, and here at TravelStore, I manage the amazing honeymoon and destination wedding team. We love to travel, obviously, but we prefer it with a little hint of romance. The Romance in Travel video podcast series started last year, and each month we travel to a new destination in the world, exploring the most romantic travel experiences. We went to Tahiti, Hawaii, Mexico, South Africa, and many more. You can watch the recording of these events on our website, TravelStore.com. They all are on our Talking Travel page. A special thank you to our returning guests. Your support and trust means everything to us. And if you're new to TravelStore, come on in. Let's find out how we can enrich your lives with amazing travel experiences. So 2022. Well, the year started a little slow because of Omicron, but we are super busy at TravelStore crafting amazing vacations for you. How often am I hearing my clients lately saying, I need a vacation? Well, if you are just like that and you need to get away, the entire TravelStore family is here to help you and to make this long-awaiting dream of travel come true again. So there's no doubt, for me, I wanted to start 2022 by taking you to Fiji. I've missed Fiji so much. This dream South Pacific destination is now reopened to us, and the Fijians, the kindest people in the world, are ready to welcome you. So what is Fiji about? Well, why should you take your loved ones there? Well, we're going to find out today. And to do so, I've invited some amazing travel partners, and they're going to unravel some of the best kept secrets Fiji has to offer and answer your questions. So let's see who's with us today. First, I have my colleague, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Michelle is in the honeymoon team, and obviously she loves Fiji, but today she's going to answer your questions. So please put them in the Q&A box, and we'll pick a few to answer at the end of the podcast. We then have Libby. Hi, Libby. Libby is the North America sales representative for the fabulous Wakaya Club and Spa in Fiji. We also have Tara. Hi, Tara. Tara is the director of sales for the world-renowned Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort in Fiji. And we have Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Nicole is the global director of sales America for the Como Hotel and Resorts. And one of them is the iconic La Pala Island in Fiji. With Nicole, we are super, super happy to have with us Gary. Booyah, Gary. Gary is in Fiji. It's about 11 a.m. on Saturday morning for him. And we are so grateful that he can make it on the podcast with us today. So to take us to Fiji, now I'm delighted to introduce you to my friend and colleague, Rafael. Rafael is the Vice President of Sales for Legends, a fabulous tour operator that we love to work with to create your vacations to the South Pacific. Rafael, please take us to Fiji.
Thanks, Florence. Very happy to be here, and can't wait to see the screen that Michelle is sharing. I assume it's the one with people in love, because this is the Romance and Travel video podcast series that the world is talking about. Michelle, could we get the next slide, please? So as you can see, many people think about Fiji, they think of scuba diving, all kinds of stuff, fancy beaches, but there is a topography, there is a variety of beauty in Fiji. But one thing is for certain, people go there in love, and it is open for happiness. That's just one of the many smiles that will be greeting you when you arrive there. Can I get the next slide, please?
There's a little bit of delay, Rafael. We're already on the map.
Oh, fantastic. Well, the map should be looking at the Pacific Ocean. If I recall, when I was last there, it was still in the Pacific Ocean. It's just 10 hours from San Francisco and also from Los Angeles. So very easy for your clients, Florence, to get there. And there's over 300 of those islands to discover. Only about a third of them are in fact inhabited. But there is a happiness ratio of 100% of those inhabited islands are ready for you and your special loved ones. Can I get the next slide, please? Just let me know when we're on that slide, because there is a bit of a delay. So how do we get there? Fiji Air. There is a lot of legroom on this airline. I remind people that as a person of 5'7" I have legroom everywhere. So no problem for you and your special someone below, I'd say 7 feet. Very comfortable, full of space, full of attitude, and a lot of savings flying with these guys. And it's nonstop. So 10 hours. That's just 3 movies and 2 cocktails, or 4 cocktails, 2 movies, or 6 cocktails, no movies, and you're there in no time. Next slide, please. So again, open for happiness. And I think I'd like to see the next slide if I could. And because I don't see it, I would assume that we're going to be going off to
We're on the map. We're on the map.
The Jean-Michel Cousteau Island pretty soon, or Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort on Vanuatu. And I was lucky enough to be there some time ago, and I will tell you that those banana pancakes are amazing, and that's my amazing romantic experience there. I just took about an hour for 2 pancakes, but we're gonna actually go to Wakaya. Okay.
Yes,
well,
Rafael, we're going to Wakaya Club first.
Fantastic. Well, 40-minute chartered flight. Take it away, Libby.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Florence, for allowing us to be part of your podcast. Wakaya Club and Spa is situated on its own private island in the Coral Sea. It is, as you see here, naturally sublime, 3 square miles or 2,200 acres with only 12 accommodations. So it is a naturally beautiful island surrounded by a marine protected reef, some remarkable diving throughout Fiji, but specifically here in the Coral Sea. We have our own airstrip, and the feel on the island is very relaxed. It's very quiet. It is a perfect romantic destination. The accommodations are 1-bedroom bures that overlook I'm just making sure you can see them dotted along the waters.
And I want to say that bure in Fiji is like a bungalow. That's what it means, right?
That's right, or Fijian cottage, either way. But yes, it's individual, beautiful, spacious, private walled gardens with direct access out to the beach itself, snorkeling directly off the beach. And we pre-book these bures from the night prior. So as you arrive early morning at 8 a.m., your room is ready for you. The culinary and the tariff, I should say, is generously inclusive. All of your meals, all of your beer, wine, non-alcoholic beverages, plenty of Fiji water, as you can imagine, gorgeous smoothies and fresh juices each day. Traditional cuisine, 80% from the island. We also include a spa treatment or a couples massage if you're interested. We have a 4-treatment room spa on property. And so we naturally fit that into your stay. But there is so much to choose from water-based activities, land-based, water, and cultural, I should say. So what is there to do at Wakaya? We have a full range of underwater experiences. So we have all of the snorkeling, as I mentioned, just off the beach, more than 20 different dive sites within 5 to 20 minutes from the island. So some remarkable dialing near just off the House Reef. 2 tennis courts, a 9-hole golf course through a coconut grove, paddle boards and kayaks, and some remarkable hiking. I just returned last night, actually, from Wakaya.
You did. You just landed this morning, right?
I landed this morning. And again, it's a 10-hour flight. For me, it was no cocktails, but 1 Ambien and half a movie, and I landed. But the hiking, I was so overwhelmed at the pristine, unspoiled island. It's really quite wild, almost like Costa Rica. And on the island, we do have a 125-person village, or a cultural village, I should say, with a church and a school, and really an opportunity to really understand how the Fijians live day to day. And many of our staff come from that village. So we also have some archaeological ruins. There was some warring tribes back in the 1700s. So Wakaya has quite a historical past that I learned as well. And there may be a high point, a hike that I did called Chieftain's Leap, where maybe one of the chiefs jumped off the cliff, swam to the other island. Anyways, it's a remarkable depth and breadth and diversity that Wakaya offers, the Fijian experience. Next slide. We have some opportunities for some private picnics. Again, the whole island is at our disposal, so we can take you off, enjoy the solitude, tranquility. Again, there's so many remarkable little secret spots. We have some secluded beaches and hidden waterfalls and lagoons, so it's really quite amazing. We can organize fishing. Again, there's always the opportunity for the quiet moments and just to kind of slow the pace down and enjoy being together, because that's really what it's all about. Here's a short video.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Libby. And this music is
it speaks to your heart. Fiji, the culture is what sets it apart. It is a beautiful, beautiful, really a cultural connection, an opportunity to better understand their traditions and their lifestyle. And it's the smiles on their faces says it all.
It is true. Thank you so much. So Libby,
yeah,
you know me well by now. You know I'm going to. What is your favorite romantic experience at Wakaya?
I would say one of the private picnics. There was a walk, a hike down to, again, one of those secret beaches that I referenced, and with absolutely no other boats, no helicopters or seaplanes in the area, complete tranquility, lush, dense, healing energy of the rainforest. It's and snorkeling, rays, eels, amazing reef fish, sharks. Yeah, wow. It's such a special destination. So I go with the beach picnic.
Okay, Michelle, do we already have a question for Libby?
We do. So Libby, I'm allergic to seafood. What is the cuisine of choice in Fiji?
Well, I did mention 80% from the island in the sea, but for those non-seafood lovers, we can happily accommodate. We're very close to New Zealand, as you know. So we have a lot of remarkable lamb and beef. We are the only island in Fiji with deer. So we have venison. Now we also have wild boar and goat, but that would probably not be on the menu. So plenty of options for the non-seafood lovers.
That's interesting, that deer.
Yeah, we've got little deer.
Wow.
Fun
Thank
fact.
you. All right. Bula bula. Now, Rafael,
Tanaka.
going next.
Well, I would only assume that it's going to be Jean-Michel Cousteau
Yay.
next, but Michelle, could I see the slide, please? So the fun part of getting around these islands in Fiji is that you can either take a helicopter or do even like little seaplanes. And that's also part of the fun because the water is so calm and clear most of the time when you're in Fijian islands that just come on by. And again, I think I already tipped my hat on what I enjoy the most at this resort, the pancakes, but also great diving, of course. Tara, take it away.
Bula Tara.
Bula bula.
Thank you, Rafael, for mentioning that transfers are part of the pleasure in Fiji. I mean, usually when you say transfers, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to have to pack and unpack and take the road. But this is so much fun. Sailing on the water, flying over it, beautiful, taking pictures. I love Fiji for that.
I think it's totally part of the experience. I think it's part of the experience to be able to go, is being able to see the water in the villages and all the little islands. I think it's a must. At Jean-Michel Cousteau, the resort, you can experience a different type of romance. This resort caters to the activities and cultural seekers. Michelle, you can go to the next slide. The resort is designed like an authentic Fijian village. Established in 1995, many of the employees who worked at Jean-Michel Cousteau built the resort. You can go to the next slide. The resort feels like family, as Sabu Sabu is where many of the employees grew up. Their heart and soul you can feel as soon as you arrive. The property has an amazing ability to have 2 resorts within the village design. The adults only section is a quiet, serene place and part of the resort where couples can reconnect. Whereas in the family section, kids at heart of all ages can learn, explore, and have fun. Go ahead. The next slide. This slide shows our private island experience. Just a short boat ride away, couples can experience this secluded private island owned by the resort. Enjoy snorkeling right off the island, vibrant birds, your own personal picnic, and the whole island to yourself.
Really? There's nobody else that come on that day?
No one else. And the cool thing is it's a small island, so it's actually it feels like a very intimate experience as well.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. The diving experience at Jean-Michel Cousteau is one of the best in the world. Jean-Michel Cousteau is an oceanographer. He's an environmentalist, an educator, and a film producer. Son of Jacques Cousteau, who also dedicated himself to the preservation and the education of the ocean. Jacques said, "We protect what we love." And this is really what the resort teaches every guest about their loved ones and their ocean. The world-renowned diving center certifies more guests than anywhere else in Fiji. Guests can get dive certified in as little as 3 days and be in the water experiencing some of the best coral and marine life in the whole world in this location in Fiji. We're going to get transported here. One of the amazing parts about Jean-Michel Cousteau and the resort itself is that we are on the larger island of Sabu Sabu. So we're just going to dive ourselves into all the activities that you can experience in Sabu Sabu.
Ooh. Thank you.
No, as you saw in the video, Sabu Sabo as an island has so much to offer, from hikes to waterfalls, cultural experiences to local villages and marketplaces. The activities are endless, and you have the ability to experience the heart of Fiji and the soul of the people with the person that you love.
Super. Thank you so much. So Tara, same question for you. What is your favorite romantic experience at Jean-Michel Cousteau?
Well, I'm actually going to give you a different one that maybe you may not hear all the time, because romance comes in all different shapes and forms. I actually have 2 children. I have an 8 and a 4-year-old. So romance looks really different now than it did before. That doesn't mean that you can't go to Jean-Michel Cousteau and experience romance in the same way as you did on your honeymoon. But for me, romance also looks like time away. And every single child under the age of 6 receives their own bula buddy, their own nanny. And that means it's a 1-to-1 ratio. And on top of that, there is activities galore. So with that being said, you can have an amazing romantic vacation with your kids, and you have plenty of time alone, and also plenty of hands and warm hearts to be able to hug your children.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned the Bula nannies. They're the best in the entire world. And yes, great time for the mom to go to get a spa treatment or do whatever she wants to do.
Exactly. And a great time to be able to reconnect with your loved one. So
that's right. Great. Michelle, do we have a question for Tara?
We do. So Tara, you mentioned that there's diving, but is there snorkeling right on the property? How's the snorkeling?
That is a great question. We, of course, are known for our diving. You can get dive certified in 3 days. But if you're like me, who maybe diving may be a little intimidating, you can snorkel your heart away. There is diving straight off from the location itself. There is many snorkeling locations around the area. And again, Jean-Michel Cousteau picked this location because it was one of the best in the world. That's exactly what he's dedicated his entire life to doing, is this. So he's picked this location on purpose because you have some of the best marine life right outside your footsteps.
Yes, and in general, in Fiji, that's what's great for snorkelers. You can just walk off the beach and swim just a teeny bit, and the reef is right there, right?
It is. It is.
That's a great thing in Fiji. Thank you, Tara. All right. And where are we going?
We're going to go off to the lovely Lothala. I've had friends and family stay there, and they've told me that it's the best, and I'm a little bit bummed that they didn't invite me the first time. But I'm going to try and buddy up to Nicole and Gary here as much as I can in the next 30 seconds and say that I'm sure it's the best. Think of me this Christmas. I haven't planned my vacation yet, so there's also a fun way to get over there. I believe you guys have your own lounge as well. Take it away, Nicole.
Yes, we've got our own lounge. Sorry, I'm butting in. We have a beautiful lounge actually right in Nandi Airport. It's equipped with shower, relaxation room, and all the needed. And we provide a nice fresh pineapple juice whenever you arrive as well. So it's a very seamless connection coming through to the property.
Bula Bula Gary, thank you for those details. All right, Nicole, what is Lothala about?
Bula and welcome. Thank you for having us today. Your journey to Lothala Island begins the moment you arrive into Nandi. You're met by our dedicated airport team and seamlessly transferred from arrivals to our private air lounge. Here you are whisked off on one of our 3 private King B200s for the 55-minute flight up north to the island. Lothala Island epitomizes the seclusion, beauty, and adventure for which the Fijian archipelago is famed. Covering just 1/5 of the 4.6 square mile private island, this makes even the most privileged traveler feel like nature's guest. Each of the resort's 25 residences offer the utmost exclusivity and privacy in a unique Eden-like locale. Our signature 1-bedroom peninsula residence, pictured here, is surrounded by green hills and turquoise ocean on its rocky perch, with access to a private beach set within a cove just below. Next slide, please. Plantation residences are located on their own stretches of white sand beach with spacious open plan living areas, spectacular sea views, and easy access to the beach. Next slide, please.
Oh, they're very different, Nicole, huh? The first kind of villa with this one.
They are very unique. We have a few options, and what we are best known for is privacy and seclusion. Our dining locations are endless. Choose one of our restaurants and bars in the privacy of your own residence, under the stars, on the beach, or at the pier. Our menus aren't just bursting with flavor, but they are centered around health, well-being, and sustainability. Our homegrown produce goes into each of our restaurant and bar menus for a farm-to-table dining experience. Dining includes como shambala options, which are nutritionally optimized dishes of the purest ingredients. Next, please. Here you may enjoy immersing yourself in facial and body treatments, making use of one of Como Shambala's couples treatment villas, a hot stone relaxation room, and an outdoor bathtub, or time in the garden, where you can peruse tropical flowers, herbs, spices, and fruit to create your very own soaps and lotions in the resort's distillery. Next, please. Anything is possible on Comolothala Island. We offer a range of extraordinary activities that you can rarely find in a single island location, including an 18-hole golf course flanked by sea and mountains, world-class sailing, game fishing, horseback riding, and surf, to name a few. Comolothala Island is an all-villa resort in Fiji where the ratio of development to wild nature is unparalleled. This ensures the island retains its beautiful natural and cultural soul, all while delivering the finest experiences. Again, Bula, and we welcome you to visit soon.
Bula, Nicole, thank you. And now let's talk to Gary. Bula, Gary.
Bula from Comolothala. It's really a pleasure to be here today and showcase. I'm right in front of our beautiful bar and beach bar. And you can see it's such a romantic spot. You've got over like 7 swimming pools here. Excuse me, blocking my throat. But it's a beautiful setting stretching back to 100 meters. Just a perfect spot for the honeymooner, the couples, the sense of romance. As Nicole shared, I mean, the island is huge. We're sitting on 12 and a half kilometers of unspoiled, pristine island, like many islands in Fiji. We've got many sort of private beaches. We've got Long Beach, where you saw on the images, where you can take a nice picnic and a leisurely sort of horseback ride through the sort of coconut plantations. Really, here, we've got everything for anybody. You've got nothing is more. You can be as busy as you want, or you can just relax and simmer away in the spa. When we're talking about romance, one of my sort of special things that I really love is that we've got a 1948 sailing boat from the Olympics and doing a sunset cruise in that, coming over, absorbing the whole scenery, and then arriving back at the jetty where you've just got this sublime sort of Fijian cultural Lovo experience with a little bit of kava. There's some local serenaders, you know, so there's this beautiful setting of life and intimacy and Fijian culture. So that's the best way to finish off your evening. And then you're transported by your towel service, which means friend. It's like a butler service. And then they'll escort you back to your villa, and then you'll have a real candlelit bubble bath awaiting you when you get there. Really, for us, romance is threaded into the whole day, the whole stay. We've got absolutely everything, many moments, many special occasions we celebrate, from affirmations of weddings to actual weddings themselves. So there's really something for everybody here, where we hope to welcome you and welcome your guests in the future to experience a sense of Lothala. Yeah.
Fabulous. Thank you, Gary. So I'm not going to be asking you what's your favorite romantic thing to do, because you just said
Oh, I've got many romantic things. Yeah. So yeah, you can fire away. I can give you lots of options. Yeah. But really for us here, it's about bespoking these experiences, you know, talking before, arranging things. We've arranged firework displays, you know, serenaders, events, parties, romantic sort of picnics. But really, we like to just recommend and listen to our clients and really work with you on a bespoke experience.
I'm so glad you mentioned this because to us, you know, in the honeymoon team at TravelStore, romance has a big R and it's different for everyone. And so we dig into our clients' expectations and we find out exactly what really will do it for them. And then we can come to La Pala, for example, and customize a unique experience with just things they want.
Exactly, exactly. That would be our privilege and pleasure.
All right, Michelle, do we have a question for Gary?
We do. So Gary, you mentioned about kava and a kava ceremony. People are asking, what is that?
Well, it's not the Spanish bubbly type in a bottle. Kava is a root, okay? It's a bit of a selective taste, but it's kind of like has a numbing, relaxing effect. It's a root that's basically blended, crushed, and washed with water. It sounds absolutely fantastic, not? But it's really part of the culture. It's about sitting down, sharing, and usually stories and telling stories about culture, past, etc., where they'll actually pass the bowls around. Of course, due to COVID, we don't pass the bowl around. Everybody gets their separate bowl. But it's part of the Fijian culture. And to really come to Fiji is probably the most important thing you need to know. After Bula and Vinaka, it's kava. Kava is really what's important to Fijians. It's how they relax, unwind, chill out, and enjoy their sort of pastime.
It does numb your tongue a little bit, that's true.
It all depends on how much you get. Usually it's from the legs going up first with me, yeah, okay? But the effects vary from person to person.
All right, thank you so much, Gary. So now, Rafael, you know, Gary mentioned quickly weddings in Fiji, but could you tell us something about that?
Only that they are super easy to organize. The paperwork is minimal. And the nice thing about Fiji and many of the resorts that are in the islands, it's easy to do what we call buyouts. So if you're just traveling with some extended family, it's easy to just take it over, make that resort your own. And that way you have it all. Many of those resorts are also all inclusive. So if Uncle Tim eats too much of the buffet, you don't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It's everyone's gets their fill, enjoys, and you know, then you can come back for the honeymoon. Get married in Fiji, have a honeymoon in Fiji, and then later bring your kids to Fiji.
It's true. It's true. Fiji is the dream of a destination for weddings, no matter what the size of your wedding is, as small as it can be. There's always an island that's going to be as small as your group. Okay, so we would like to share with you a bit of the travel requirements for Fiji. Fiji is open. It's possible to go. Now, I'm not going to bore you and read every word that's on that screen. And for you, the only thing you need to know is we're here for you. We will go through the process with you, make it as simple as possible, and you will just enjoy the travel. And one thing with Fiji that is wonderful is, as you know, Fiji people, kindness, well, there's a Care Fiji commitment. So really, you are in great hands when going to Fiji. If you want more information about this, we can share it with you later. Okay, so I wanted to thank you for being here today and traveling to Fiji with us. We have a little surprise. Don't leave. I wanted to quickly introduce the next podcast. We are going to actually do a Romance on the Rail episode. If you're wondering what's romantic about traveling on the train, come and find out next month. All right, Gary, I think you have a little surprise for us.
And Michelle, I think there is a question though about.
All right, I wanted to do a few questions.
I was going to say, there's
thank
two
you,
quick
Tara,
questions.
and we do have time.
We have a couple quick questions that folks are asking about if Wakaha and if Kuamo are family friendly, or are they just adult only?
Wakaya is absolutely family friendly, all ages. There's a whole range of activities. And again, as you've heard, the Fijians, they are so nurturing. They love their babies. So yes, we're very family friendly at Wakaya.
Yes, and I can answer the same for Lathala. We are very family friendly with plenty of activities for children as well to enjoy.
Okay, and I was too excited about the music, but Michelle, we have time for another question. Go ahead.
Okay, so the other question is, if they were hesitating between Tahiti and Fiji for their next vacation, what would you say some of the differences are?
Who wants to take that on?
I can take, go ahead, Raphael. No, you've been to both.
I've been lucky enough to been to both. I was lucky enough to live in Tahiti many years ago as a beach boy, so I know beaches, and the beaches are amazing at both. Many people do quick summaries on these beautiful destinations. Some say maybe Tahiti's more beautiful above the water and Fiji's more beautiful beneath the water, but I can tell you that there is enough for both. And if you were to say maybe be on a tighter schedule, Fiji has a lot of close by options to make it a real value trip where you get to see a lot in a little bit of space of time. So it's different, but equally beautiful on both ends.
I agree. It's one of the toughest questions. I would say if you go to one, go to the other. You got to see both.
Right.
Maybe one more question, Michelle.
Okay, so they're asking about what is the tipping custom in Fiji, and can they use US dollars for that?
I can take that. I know that at Wakaya, it's always a subjective. It's always it's not expected, but if the guests feel so inclined, we encourage them to leave a collective gratuity, one that is then shared amongst the team a couple times a year. So it's more of a pool, so that all of the staff, those in the kitchen, the landscapers, the housekeepers, as well as the front line staff, all receive gratuities, but not expected.
Exactly the same here as well. I mean, anything is up to the guest's discretion towards the end of their stay, but really we don't want people going around handing money out feeling that they have to take a lot of loose change with them. We can put it on their bill afterwards. We divide it up. You can single out sort of team members of high performance and then do that separately. So exactly the same. We don't want people to worry about tipping throughout their stay. All the team members will get it throughout the year.
Super. Thank you. All right, now please everyone join me to say Bula. Bula.
Bula.
Thank you for playing for us today.
It's a little surprise.
Benda sa dimini
Bula! Sri Lanka, everybody!
Bula bula.